clear pass interference from nickel Roby Coleman. The league reportedly called Saints coach Sean Payton after the game to admit the error. Here is the Saints head coach.
What is it now, a week and a half? Feels like it's been, longer than that. Much like normal people, I probably didn't come out of my room. I ate Jenny's ice cream and watched Netflix for three straight days. The topic's one thing, the solution's the more challenging thing that we're all looking for. Obviously, there are disappointments that you go through relative to your season. Got to be able to get past that. On Monday and Tuesday, I spoke with Troy and Roger, and it was just brief.
That was Sean Payton earlier today. Also earlier today, Roger Goodell had a news conference to talk about a number of hot topics across the league. One thing surely that came up was that no call in the Rams Saints NFC title game. Here's the commissioner.
It's a play that should be called. We're going to make sure that we do everything possible to address the issues going forward and see if there are improvements that we can make through instant replay or anything else. Listen, we understand the frustration of the fans. I've talked to Coach Payton, the team, the players. We understand the frustration. Where we can go, we will look again at instant replay. There have been a variety of proposals. It does not cover judgment calls. This was a judgment call. The other complication is that it was a no call. Our coaches and clubs have been very resistant, and there has not been support to date about having a replay official or somebody in New York throw a flag when there's no flag.
Well, what we do know is that the competition committee has agreed to look at this again, and the commissioner is certainly correct, Adam. We've been here before. Do you anticipate any actual changes as we go forward?
Wendy, to steal Roger Goodell's phrase from his press conference today, he said, as you know, it's critical for us to analyze and find a better solution. And so they are going to be looking out for a better solution. And one of the proposals that will come up this offseason is considering allowing judgment call challenges. Now, the way you're going to do that is basically unsuccessful challenges could incur a penalty or a time runoff. It's one of the proposals that they're going to discuss. I'm told this one has some traction at this time. For whatever that's worth, the competition committee usually meets later next month, and they come up with rule proposals to present to ownership at the owners' meetings in March in Phoenix. We'll see whether this one can get through, but I think Roger Goodell said it best when he said it's critical for us to analyze what we can do better. The league is going to be looking for ways. This will be this offseason's hot-button issue, the way that last offseason it was the no-catch rule.
So you're saying judgment call challenges?
Correct.
Right. Now, like Roger just said, the complication is for this particular situation is there is no call. Mm-hmm. So how does that fix? Because that's all we're all talking about, isn't it? We're talking about the play in New Orleans. This play that's been played thousands of times. How do we prevent this from happening again if a blatant no call is happening? Because challenging judgment calls, a flag would have to be thrown. Well, judgment could
be a blatant miscall, but what is a blatant miscall? I don't know how you do that. It's a tough thing to figure out.
And that's the problem. You're going to analyze this and try to figure out ways to get it done. But nailing down a solution, nailing down a rule that prevents plays like this is going to be extremely difficult. And I think we all feel like, I know the New Orleans Saints and coaches, they feel like something has to be done. So something's going to be put in place specifically for this to not happen. And I think that's going to be extremely difficult.
I think you do a couple of things. One, you do away with the all-star crews, because I think you lose the camaraderie of the crews that work together. And maybe if one guy misses the call, the other guy would say, okay, you missed it. I have the authority, or more importantly, the camaraderie with you.
You got history.
And you're okay with it. And I can overrule you. So I think, one, you do that. Two, I think when it's all said and done, you realize that, guess what? There are going to be mistakes in this game. You're going to miss some. And I think we all have to be able and learn to live with that.
And what's the word Roger Goodell used over and over again?
Human error. No question.
Coaches are human.
So they ain't going to be robots.
No, they're not. I should also add that the commissioner was asked if he was comfortable that there would be no changes. Would he go into the 2019 season the way things are? He said, I absolutely would be if we go through the appropriate process. Juju Juju Smith-Schuster is here. He's joining us on behalf of Madden NFL 19. I think you're going to go head-to-head with Melvin Gordon. Yes?
Yes, so today I came to Atlanta personally, not only for this, but to face off Melvin Gordon in Madden, to take him on, and you can watch it 3:30 Eastern on EA Madden NFL. Instagram.
So are you the safe pick there, though? So if I go with you, I got the winner.
Yeah, because last week Melvin was like, yo, are you good in Madden? Like, how good are you? I'm like, I'm pretty decent. Obviously,
meanwhile, you're a ringer, huh?
Yeah. And it's a revenge against the Chargers.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Juju, what a great sophomore year, so to speak, it was for you. Congratulations, your first Pro Bowl in Orlando. By the way, maybe you're the factor here. It was cold there. It's cold here. I don't know what's going on. But you did leave that game with a bruised knee. Is everything okay?
Everything's perfectly fine. I'm 100%. I'm ready to go. It's nothing too serious.
Okay.
Yeah, so for me, obviously playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers for 8 years, I always remember that MVP vote, and I kind of knew I never was going to win, but I used to be in the back like maybe somebody will vote for me. Such a historic, franchise. How did it feel having your peers vote you as the team MVP?
Man, it was an unbelievable thing. Kind of how you said, you wouldn't think it would be you because such other great players on the team
for sure
that done some great things. And for the coaches to say your name and say that, I was team MVP, means a lot coming from your peers. It just shows that, your peers really care about you. And for myself, I'm just having fun doing what I love doing.
Absolutely.
And for them to pick me was unbelievable.
So you get the respect from your peers. You also got it from your head coach, who's seen a lot of great players come through Pittsburgh. And Mike Tomlin really went out of his way to say that he appreciated your willingness to block as well as everything else, compared you to a guy who was pretty good, Hines Ward. What was it like to hear that kind of praise from Mike Tomlin?
It's a coach that's, a great coach, actually. And to hear that from him, means a lot. He actually brought in Hines Ward into camp. Just
I remember.
Bring me around him to see how it is, and that was one of my biggest things. I embraced blocking. It was never a problem where I never thought like, do I want to go? We say like force, like never force block, which is a safety corner, and I wanted to embrace. I wanted to be that wide receiver who's able to block, who's able to, to catch, touchdowns and running routes, and, the guy who just does it all.
Juju, leadership's important in every locker room, and this one in particular, it is going to matter going forward, given what we saw. There was a lot of outside drama that we watched take place. What was it like being inside and trying to manage, or maybe you didn't have to, everything that was happening and all the changes that were taking place?
Well, we came together as a group, and the biggest thing was like, don't let this, break us up. Don't break us up into individuals or, guys being on this guy's team and this guy's side. It's more so like, we come together as a locker room, stay close, stay positive, and, don't let the whole social media get out there and put your 2 cents in. And honestly, if we would have just focused on what we had in our locker room, what we had going on as a team, and, just push forward, just to, win games.
Right.
And that's what we're there for. One reason is to win a Super Bowl.
After being a Steeler and knowing how blue collar Pittsburgh is, and I was trying to do TV and play football at the same time, and I got some flack. You're a fun-loving guy, right? I love watching, whether it's YouTube or just in the street doing things, and so I enjoy that. And then my 2 favorite visions of you, and I know you might not like these, was after the Oakland Raiders game, right? How hurt you were about that game, and then the game in New Orleans, seeing your passion, right? And how much you wanted to compete and how much you wanted to win were things I love. How do you think you've embraced both of those, the fun-loving Juju, but also the fierce competitor, and how has Pittsburgh embraced you with both of those?
To first start off, to have the opportunity to play for a prestige franchise like the Pittsburgh Steelers, they help out a lot. You talk about a team where I went to Long Beach Poly, it was a big organization in football. I went to USC, the tradition was amazing, and then from here to go to the Steelers, they embraced me a lot. To have the opportunity to play with Ben and those guys and have Mike Tomlin, mentor me to who I am today, and they embraced the young, loving, fun side, and that's how I am. I love what I do. I love playing ball. I love making YouTube videos. Doing stuff on the side. But also, you got to accept the fact that, I was at my highest peak. And, for me to fumble the ball against the Saints, it was probably one of the worst feelings I ever felt.
Right.
But I had to let the fans know that, I'm going to come back better, stronger than ever, to let them know because I'm not going to hide. It's something that happened and I embraced it. And, I took accountability for that.
Juju, you've earned the right to have an opinion. What do you think should happen going forward with Antonio Brown?
With Antonio Brown, obviously, I don't think he's leaving. I think he's a guy that, he helped our team a lot. I think in our locker room, we just had to be as one, not so much as, yes, more leaders involved and say more things. But, man, you think about the Pittsburgh Steelers, we should make a playoff every year.
Right.
And definitely in our locker room, we have all the pieces to the puzzle. We all play ball for what? To win, right? And if we just all come together and say, look, we want to win a Super Bowl, we definitely can do it with the guys that we have in the locker room.
In your opinion, even though you have those pieces and those guys, is everybody on the same page with the way they want to move forward? Because it's about relationships, right?
Oh, for sure.
It's about how we move forward. Are we all on one accord with our goal and how we get there? Do you feel the locker room is getting to that point?
I think we are. I think as time goes on, as we communicate more instead of he said, it's more so of like, let's talk it out. Let's figure out what the situation is, handle the situation, move on from it, and then focus on the main goal. And, I mean, man, let's even throw L. Bell in the conversation. Let's put L. Bell in our locker room and have him and James Conner. Like, let's get these guys together, and, man, Art Rooney will have another ring.
Who sets that tone, Juju? Where's it come from? Ben or Mike? Or who sets the tone for that locker room?
Honestly, it's going to have to come from the guys who's been there, those vets, the Hall of Fame players. Those guys set the tone, and then everyone else follows.
You staying through the weekend here in Atlanta?
Yeah, I'll be here all the way up until the Super Bowl, and then I'll be flying out the day of the Super Bowl.
All right, we have to ask.
Who you got?
2 teams left.
Yo, 2 teams left, man. I'm going with the Rams. Winning 30.
And there's no
you're
hurt
going to
in there
give us a
because it's the
score,
Patriots.
too.
But y'all beat the Patriots.
Yeah, we beat the Patriots.
So
Okay.
I'm an LA native.
Okay, fair enough.
And then also I got Arizona going for winning the MVP. Pittsburgh. I got to go for that guy. So it's gonna be fun to watch.
Well, we got all the information. We got a winner. We got a score. We got an MVP. All right, Juju. Congratulations. Best
Thanks
of
a
luck.
lot, man.
Thank you.